Hello, you all. I don't know where the place is. It doesn't matter. The message is what matters. I don't know if I've done a video here in this location before. I don't remember. But I'm in my church parking lot. I don't know if I'm allowed to be here at this time. But sometimes I come here when I need a space to praise God freely. More freely. Because I can't do all this tambourine and singing and dancing at home. I can't do it in my dorm. I mean, I really could challenge those spiritual authorities, but it's best for me to come here first, honestly. It's not that far from home, and it's really nice. I don't know if this is really only like my second or third time doing this, so no one's come up to my car and been like, what's going on? So I really hope I don't have to go through that where someone comes up to my car and they're like, you're not allowed to be here at this hour. And I'm like, well, I just really I'm not hurting anybody. I just really want to sit here and just sit with God and praise God. That's all I want to do. I hope I don't get kicked out or something because I'm not supposed to be here. But my church people, my church home is filled with people that are truly for Christ. So I feel like they would understand. But my point is, I'm going to get back to my praise session in a minute, and I haven't posted. There's like 3 videos I made and have yet to post. But we're not going to focus on those right now. I might focus on remaking them after I get done praising God. But right now, my message I felt like was really important to share was that you should never let shame keep you from praising God. I don't know if it's like shame and pride or one or the other, both, whatever, but don't let those things keep you from praising God, because I'm gonna be real, like I usually am. I'm going through it right now, honestly. I am going through it emotionally. I am going through it, praise God. I'm good though. I'm going through it, but and it's kind of a situation I put myself in, and so I was like, I'm too ashamed. For a second, I almost was too ashamed to praise God and everything, but that's a trick. So for a moment, I was too ashamed to praise God and talk to God about it, but that's a trick. That's what the devil wants you to feel, that you shouldn't be going to God because you did wrong and all this other stuff. And I also felt like, oh, well, I'm only like going to God because I did wrong and I need help. Like, that's pathetic. Like, you shouldn't, God's gonna look at me like I'm pathetic and I shouldn't have done what I did in the first place and all this other stuff. And so that's a trick too. That is also a trick. The devil is a liar. The devil doesn't want you to praise God. The devil doesn't want you to keep going back to God. The devil doesn't want you to keep letting God be your source of peace and your source of happiness and tranquility and calm and understanding and all that other good stuff. Because it's been a lot of stress and anxiety over what I believe to be nothing in my logical mind. But you never really know. So God finally got me out of bed, and he was like, move now, come on, let's go. It is never too late. He told me himself, he was like, it's never too late, just get out of bed. The best thing for you to do right now is come praise me, come sit with me, come talk to me, come sit in my presence. Let the Spirit of God sit in you and thrive in you and work in you. No matter, and God was telling me, he was like, no matter what the situation is, no matter what this is one of the most stressful things you've been through. But no matter what the situation is, no matter what the outcome may be, don't sit there stressing about it, being all confused. Like, yeah, you prayed and everything, but come sit in my presence so that you can reconnect with who you truly are, with your ability to maintain your peace properly. And so that's what I'm doing. The way isn't to just, because I prayed on it so many times, and I was manifesting, and I was speaking life into it, and I'm still doing those things, but I was still just, and I was in bed for so long, it was just like, I can't, like, I'm still just, can't move, I can't do anything about it. All I can do is, but no, praise is your weapon. That's why the devil don't want you to use it. Praise is your weapon. Praise is your weapon. So, I'm going to sit here in this car, and I'm going to praise God. And my pride that I would like to disassociate with fully was telling me, please don't come up to my car. Okay. My pride was telling me, like, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, you shouldn't just go crawling to God because you did something wrong and go praising God because you did something wrong and now you want to make it better. Like, that's pathetic. So it looks like you're using God. Go work on it yourself. Go deal with it without God, basically. And I was like, that's not who I am, though. I do need God. I do need Jesus. I do need to go praise God. And not just because I need to go praise God. I need to go sit with God. I need to go spend my time with God because I need that grounding. I need that. And then shame and pride, they were also like, oh, you should have been doing that all along. You should have been listening to gospel music more often. You can't just put God in your pocket and only listen to him, and only listen to the gospel music whenever you're in situations like this. And then I had to check those two things, and I'm like, that's actually not true. I actually don't only listen to gospel music and praise God whenever I'm in a bad situation. I do it whenever. I do it whenever. My issue is I do it when I feel like it and not all the time when I don't feel like it. But I am getting better at forcing myself to get into the spirit whenever I don't feel like it, whenever I know it's best for me. And I'm trying to maintain that and discipline myself so that I can always remain in the spirit. So the spirit I can always be closer with God. I can always be closer to the spirit of God. That can always just be in me, and I'm not always having to reconnect. Not that it's really a hard thing, but, making that more of a lifestyle and less of a every once in a while habit kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know how off track I just went, but I'm pretty sure I stayed on point for most of it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I said what I wanted to say, said what I needed to say, spoke my piece, and gave the message I wanted to give. It's never too late to go praise God. Don't feel like you should be ashamed of yourself for needing God or for falling short of the glory. Falling short in general. Don't let those horrible lies keep you from God. Because God is always calling you. God is always wanting you to come sit with him, come talk to him, come be with him, and there's nothing you can do to make God be like, oh well, you should have did this earlier. You should have praised me earlier. You should have come talk to me earlier. And now I don't want to talk to you. God's not like that. So a lot of people are like that, but God's not like that. So praise God. That's all I have to say. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to call on God whenever you're afraid, scared, same thing, whatever you are. Maybe one day I will talk about this little moment I'm having and tell you exactly what's going on. But I won't do that now. So if you're going through anything like I am at this point, go to God. Going through something that you feel like you can't talk about only to God, then yeah, go do that. Go talk to God about it. Because, and another thing, I've said this before, where it's very important that you choose God first. It's so important that you choose God first. Because honestly, it's some people I could call on. It's some people, and I'm either going to go through if I call on these people, it's either going to be a situation where they're not able to help me, right now. They're not able to come see me or whatever. Or I'll be in a situation, or I would be in a situation where I'd end up coping in the wrong way and harming myself. Not like necessarily like self-harm, but like just like coping in really unhealthy ways, basically. That those are the two outcomes that would be. And even without that, God should always be your main source. God should always be the first person you go to when you're going through things. So God is always, when I'm going through stuff like this, God is always knocking at my heart, like, let me be the first. Let me be the first. Come to me first. Come to me first. And so here I am. So I'm in my car and I'm sitting with God. And I've had many moments like this, and I'm going to continue to have moments like this because God keeps me grounded. God is my source. I will always go to God and just pour my heart out and cry and praise and all that other stuff. And hopefully one day I'll be able to do that in my own home and not have to worry about, what's all that noise? And what are you doing? You're being too loud and all that other stuff. Because we don't want to hear that gospel music. It's crazy how you can live in a house full of other people that also love God, but they don't want to hear it all the time, you know. Not that I'm judging. That is very common, and sometimes I used to be like that. But all the stuff I've been through at this point in my life, I want to get as much God as I can. So if I'm in the house and somebody else is playing gospel music, I'm going to join you. We're both listening to gospel music. We're both praising God together. I'm trying to get as much of it as possible. I'm trying to get as much of Him in my spirit as possible. So yeah, I hope what I said has been helpful, and maybe I'll post some more today. Maybe. Now that I am on break from school and I have some more free time, which I love having free time. Pray for me and pray for all the other people in the world. It's a big world, and a lot of people are going through a lot of crazy sad stuff. So love on one another and ask God to show you how to do it the right way, the unconditional way. All right, praise God. Night.